Hello, this is Michel speaking. It's no surprise to anyone that we live in an era where the easiest thing in the world is to be constantly stimulated by powerful, fast, and incredibly accessible pleasures. Our primitive brain, which not long ago had to struggle to gain even the smallest rewards, like perhaps a sweet fruit at the top of a tree, now lives in an ocean of pleasures, where the farthest stimulus is just a tap away on a smartphone screen. The problem, however, is that while the world has evolved, our brain still operates on the same programming from times of scarcity. As a result, its reactions are completely disproportionate to the reality we live in today. It tends to treat every opportunity for reward, whatever it may be, as something that must be taken advantage of as quickly as possible. If we don't intervene rationally with this instinct we all share, we fall into an endless cycle of seeking more and more stimulation. The main driver behind this constant search is dopamine, a crucial neurotransmitter in our nervous system. Think of dopamine as the engine that pushes us to pursue rewards. It signals to our brain what's worth paying attention to, motivates us to act, and reinforces behavior if it's truly rewarding. For example, when you receive a notification on your phone, your dopamine spikes to motivate you to check it. If what you find there is interesting enough, your system reinforces that behavior, making it more likely that you'll check your phone the next time a notification comes in. The problem starts when we need these quick dopamine spikes just to feel good. The overload of stimuli alters our reward system, making essential daily activities like working, studying, or pursuing long-term projects seem far less interesting than they truly are. At that point, dopamine stops being our ally and begins to control us, driving our brain to prioritize instant gratification over what truly benefits us in the long run. This dopamine imbalance not only harms our focus and productivity, but also diminishes our ability to enjoy life's simpler, more subtle pleasures. Regulating dopamine, then, isn't about avoiding all stimulating behaviors and leading a miserable life. Instead, it's about taking back control of when and how dopamine drives us to seek rewards. To regain this balance, we need an environment that allows us to alternate healthily between activities that provide quick, easy rewards and those that require patience and dedication for delayed gratification. To better understand dopamine's role in our behavior, let's first look at how it works in the brain. Dopamine is released in two main ways: tonic and phasic. Tonic release refers to the constant, low-level release that helps maintain our alertness and motivation for everyday tasks. Phasic release, on the other hand, happens in spikes triggered by specific stimuli. These spikes are the moments when we feel sudden motivation, like when we unexpectedly receive a reward or hear our name mentioned in a nearby conversation. These quick dopamine surges beyond baseline levels act as triggers for motivation, making us want to act immediately to satisfy our desire for reward. However, when we spend too much time exposed to super-stimulating activities, our brain starts to demand increasingly intense dopamine spikes just to maintain interest. This creates a tolerance that locks us in a cycle of constantly seeking stronger and more frequent stimuli, merely to sustain the same level of satisfaction. As a result, it becomes increasingly difficult to do important but less stimulating tasks, like studying, reading, or working on long-term projects. Over time, this can even lead to chronic dopamine deficiency, where the brain becomes so accustomed to frequent, massive doses of dopamine that it perceives rewards as needing to be immediate and intense most of the time. This kind of imbalance can transform us into impatient, restless people who struggle to focus and stay consistent with challenging tasks in the long run. But don't worry, there are effective ways to break this cycle, regulate your dopamine, and recover your motivation. Here are 4 practical strategies.